Hey guys, this is 1.3 linear equations in two variables. We're going to talk about slopes in linear equations, how to write linear equations, and just this should be pretty easy for you because it's just slope and linear equations. So one of the things that you need to notice is, let me get my highlighter, is we need to look right here. Remember from your Algebra 1 days, M is slope. B is the y-intercept, and B is the y-intercept specifically because we just talked about this a couple days ago, that in the y-intercept your x is always 0. So let's go for it and take a look and see what we got here. So if we take a look here, it says graph the linear equation, sketch the graph of each linear equation. So all you need to think about, if we're just, I'm going to put a very rudimentary graph on here just so we can graph it. So I'll do this one first, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'm going to do it in red. This is my y-intercept, which means I'm at my y-intercept. This is my slope. I go up 2 over 1, and then you draw your line. All right, very quick. This is for this one, y equals 2. That means the only thing that can be 2 is your y. Your y has to be 2. Nobody cares about the x. Therefore, y is always 2. There's your line for that one. Okay, next one, we've got this one. Now, there's another way we can do this. We talked about this before too, is looking at the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts. So if x is 0, y is 2, and if y is 0, x is 2. So now we can graph it that way. So x is 0, y is 2, and then 2, and now you can graph. So there's your graph of those three equations. Very simple. I'm not going to have you go ahead and do the checkpoint. I'm thinking that you already know how to graph a linear equation. All right, so now let's go to the next page. And here it says the slope of a line passing through 2 points. You should remember that slope is, and I'm going to make this bigger, is just simply rise over run. Again, Algebra 1 days. So that's why you're looking at the difference of your y's over the difference of your x's. Find the slope of the line passing through each pair of the points. All you're going to do is set up the equations. So I'm going to start with black for A. So I'm going to take my y's, y minus y1 minus y2, 1 minus 0, and then 3 minus negative 2. So that means this one is going to be 1 over 5. Okay, the next one is going to be B. So again, I'm going this minus this, so 2 minus 2, and then 2 minus negative 1. So your answer is 0 over 3. Therefore, your slope is 0. Your next one is going to be this one. So I'm going negative 1 minus 4 over 1 minus 0, which gives you negative 5 over 1, which your slope is negative 5. And then the last one is 1 minus 4 and 3 minus 3, which gives you negative 3 over 0, which is undefined. So if it's undefined, that means it's a vertical line. Okay, so checkpoint, again, I'm not going to do this checkpoint. You've done slope 50 million times. So let's go to point slope form of the equation of a line. Okay, so we need to remember point slope form. So let me go back to my highlighter. And you need to remember y1 and x1. You always have to have a point, and the other thing you always have to have is a slope. So if you have a slope and a point, you can always make an equation of a line. So here we go. We're going to look at this one. Find the slope-intercept form of the equation of a line with the slope of 3 and a point here. So y minus, your y1 is negative 2. Your slope is 3, x minus 1. So y plus 2 equals 3x minus 3. I'm not sure what form they're putting it into, so give me just a second. Let me see what kind of form, just so I can make sure I'm in the right form when you do your homework. Okay, so we're putting it in slope-intercept form. Oops, I guess I should have read the directions right there. Okay, all I have to do is take the 2 over. So my final answer is y is equal to 3x minus 5. All right, so you've got 3 problems to try here. I want you to go ahead and pause when you're done. Go ahead and start it up and see how you did. Okay, here's the answer. Hopefully you did well. Let's move on to the next page. Okay, next page, we'll start talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. Let me go to my highlighter. Let's make this a bit bigger. Two distinct non-vertical lines are parallel if and only if their slopes are exactly the same. We know that, so we don't have to worry about that one. And the next one, two non-vertical lines are perpendicular if and only if their slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. Again, all of this should be review, not only from Algebra 1, but from Algebra 2 and from geometry. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to have to look at slopes. So let's look at slopes. Let's go to this next problem. Find the slope-intercept form of the equations of the lines that pass through the point 2, -1 and are parallel and then are perpendicular. Remember, to make a line, you have to have a slope and a point. So I need to go to this equation right here and solve it so I know what the slope is. So -3y equals -2x plus 5. So y is equal to, when you divide, 2/3 x minus 5/3. All I really need to know is this right here, the slope. So now I've got my slope. So I'm going to go to this first one. If it's going to be parallel, means I need to use the exact same slope. Here's my line, my point. So for A, we're going to do it in blue. Y minus -1 equals parallel, so same slope, x minus 2. So y plus 1 equals 2/3 x minus 4/3. And then finally, when I bring the -1 over, I've got y equals 2/3 x minus 7/3. Okay, so the next one, it's going to be perpendicular. I'm going to do that in green. If it's perpendicular, we need to use the opposite reciprocal. So y minus -1, same thing as the beginning, except for this time, -3 halves x minus 2. So we're going to multiply everything through. So I've got y plus 1 equals -3 halves x plus 6 halves. And when I bring that 1 over, my final answer is -3 halves x plus, and if I take away 2, that's going to be 4/2, so it's going to be 2. There's my final answer. Okay, you got a checkpoint? Go ahead and pause. Once you're ready, turn it back on and let's see if you got it right. Pause. Okay, here's the answer. Hopefully you got it right. We're moving on to example 5, which is an actual word example. So, move myself up so I have some room. The maximum recommended slope of a wheelchair ramp is 1/12. A business installs a wheelchair ramp that it rises 22 inches over a horizontal line and 24 inch, and then a length of 24 feet. Is the ramp steeper than the recommended 1/12, right? So what we need to do is we need to figure out what is the slope of this equation. So all we're doing is we're looking that it's going rising 22 inches and running 24 inches. So that's equal to 0.076. And for 1/12, the approximate value of that is 0.083. So what does that tell you? Does it work? The slope of the ramp is not steeper than what is recommended, so you're good. Okay, so the example here, I want you to go ahead and pause and give it a go. And once you give it a go, then go ahead and start it up and see if you got it right. So obviously, yes, this is too steep for it to pass the code. All right, let's go to the next page. So next page, we're going to take a look at example number 6. Let me make this bigger. A kitchen appliance manufacturing company determines that the total cost C in dollars of producing X units of a blender is given by C equals 25X. Interpret the y-intercept and slope of this line. So here, what we're doing is we're saying, what is the y-intercept? If you remember, a y-intercept is where your x is 0. So the y-intercept would be where this is 0 and this is 3,500. So we need to interpret it. We need to understand What does that tell you? So what that tells you is it's going to cost you $3,500 to make nothing. You haven't even made anything yet, because if your X is telling you how many you made. Now, as for the slope is 25. So what the slope is telling you is it tells you that the cost of producing each unit is $25. So it's $25 per unit. That's what the slope is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go to the checkpoint. Go ahead and pause and come back when you're ready. All right, so in this case, what it's telling you, the y-intercept is telling you that before you even start, it's going to cost $1,500, probably just for materials. And then the slope of this, which is right here, negative 300, it means that the copier decreases by $300 every year, kind of like your car. All right, let's go to example number 7. And this is straight line depreciation. So a college purchased exercise equipment worth $12,000 for the new campus fitness center. The equipment has a useful life of 8 years. The salvage value at the end of 8 years is $2,000. Write a linear equation that describes the book value of the equipment each year. So what you need to think about, before you even start, it's going to cost you $12,000. That's a point for you. The equipment has a useful life of 8 years, and so what we have there, after 8 years, it's worth $2,000. So there's another point for you. So we can go through and do the slope. So your slope is going to be 12,000 minus 2,000 all over 0 minus 8. And if you plug that into your calculator, you're going to get negative 1,250. Now I'm going to use the slope-intercept form of the equation to solve this. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is x1, this is y1. So now I've got y minus 12,000 is equal to my slope, which is negative 1,250, x minus 0. That's why I picked that one. So that y minus 12,000 is equal to negative 1,250x. So my equation is negative 1,250x plus 12,000. And that gives me my equation. Okay. Let's see, the checkpoint here, I want you to go ahead and give it a go and then come back when you think you have it. And the final answer is right here. All right, let's zoom on. So now we're going to go to example number 8. Let's get it bigger so we can see it. The sales for Nikes were approximately $25.3 billion in 2013 and $27.8 billion in 2014. So what we need to look at here is we've got, let's see, then predict the sales in 2017. So let's just say this. Let's just say T is equal to 3 from here. So we're going off of 2010, which means at 3, oops, I'm sorry, hold on. Let's erase that. Oh, wrong one. There we go. All right, so let me go back here. All right, so when T is 3, it's 25.3 billion. When T is 4, it's 27.8 billion. So that means I can go ahead and get my slope. So my slope is going to be 27.8 minus 25.3 all over 4 minus 3. So my slope is 2.5. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'll just use this equation here. So y minus 25.3 is equal to 2.5 times x minus 3. When I solve that all out, I get y equals 2.5 t plus 17.8. That's going to give me my equation for here. So now it says predict the sales in 2017, which means my T is going to be 7. I'm just going to plug it into this equation, and when I plug 7 in there, the predicted sales is $35.3 billion. Dang, Nike makes a lot of money. Okay, go ahead and do the checkpoint, and let's see if you get the correct equation. Okay, so here is your equation. And after 7 years, $9.3 billion. Okay, so something very important is to look at these general forms. This is the general form of an equation. What that means is all of your values, your A, or your value in front of X is going to be positive. A vertical line, if you think about a vertical line, so if we look at this, a vertical line is going to go through your X value at whatever that point is. A horizontal line will go through your Y value at whatever that point is. This is slope, y-intercept form. This is point, slope form. And this is 2-point form, which really we don't use. We just use the point slope. All they did is they replaced the m with the formula for slope, which is ridiculous. Just do the slope and then use the point slope form.